Yeah, and I think most players would, they just like, okay, you see Grommid and you discard it, just straight up.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Cull the Weak. I'm Brobnar89, back once again with Siaka. Good morning, Siaka.
Good morning.
Today we are going to be looking at a KFPL game. So, Siaka, you actually played both of these guys in Swiss in the adaptive tournament. So you've actually played against both of these decks that we're going to be taking a look at today.
That's right. They were both in my Group B for KFPL, and I played Ugluk using Vivian, and I lost 2-0, and I was using a mass mutation deck against it. And then Cryptomedes, I beat 2-1, and it came down to Wild Wormhole in game three, super close, and I was using a Worlds Collide deck against that one.
All right, well, let's take a look at Ugluk's deck, Vivian M. Bitdrab the Fifth. This is an AOA Mars Sanctum Shadows deck. It's definitely a adaptive choice. You would not see this in Archon, that's for sure. 65 sass. It's nothing to write home about. You've got the 2 Nerve Blasts and the Little Nith. That's the only stealing you see out of the Shadows house there. Seems more like a Amber Generation Shadows house than a stealing Shadows house. So
You do have some stealing in there, but yeah, just 2 Nerve Blasts. And Little Nif could come into play if people aren't paying too much attention. You could get Amber Control in the other houses.
right, yeah, it looks like Sanctum wants to fight, so you could see Little Nif coming into play there. And I guess Mars wants to fight too, actually. But there's quite a bit of protection for your Sanctum. You've got the Shield of Justice. You've got the Potion of Invulnerability. Take hostages, obviously, gonna help encourage you to be fighting so that you can capture some Amber. And a couple of those big beefy Sanctum guys with some armor on them. 2 Abed the Grims is gonna really help out laying down that Amber control. Looking over at Mars, like I said, also looks like it wants to do some fighting. You've got 3 Mars first, and I'm wondering what I thought when I saw that together with the Grommid. I was wondering if Ugluk used it at all to actually do some fighting with the Grommid.
I don't recall if that happened in our specific game. It might have, but I know that is a tactic that he uses with this deck. And actually, Grommid is the only Amber Control
Mm,
in Mars. It's not recorded in SAS as having Amber Control
right,
because most people don't ever play it. But with the Mars first, it can clear the board
right.
and delete um, up to 3 Amber.
And hopefully also die at the same time. And I was noticing too that you could, even if you only had like 1 Mars first in hand, you could use it to fight, get rid of some Amber, and then key abduction, pick the
Yep,
Grommid back up, and then just chuck it.
yep, I've seen that line. And actually, if Grommid's ready in the start of your turn, you could do 4, but you want Grommid to be used and gone on the same
Yeah.
turn, most likely. It also pairs well with the Exterminate.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep, and you can Orbital Bombardment or Mother Gun it off the board as
Right.
well.
Yeah, if you have some more Mars cards in hand, you can have another way to remove the Grommid there.
A word about Vivian in general. This deck is pretty fast. It does not look like it because you would see that efficiency score and think that you're not playing that many
Mm-hmm.
cards. Uh, what is a bit difficult to notice until you play against it is that there are a lot of effects upon play in this deck that can do big things. So the Mars First lets you use your creatures on the same turn that you play them. Like Albade is just getting a lot of Amber control right away, Gatekeeper as well. Free
Mm-hmm.
Markets gives you a big burst, uh, and with Mars, like you're getting additional Amber. It's unlikely that they have Mars. Prince Derek can be sneaky. It's a little hard to fire because there's so few Shadows creatures, but it can happen.
Right. You do have the Lamindra who's elusive, so that could help keep her
Yeah,
around for a little bit.
and yeah, in Shadows, the Rig Lottery could potentially get you a lot if they don't have Shadows. So a lot of burst
Right.
potential.
kind of sneaky burst potential there. All right, well, let's take a look over at Cryptomedes. Why don't you walk us through what you're thinking about when you look at Cryptomedes?
Yeah, Cryptomedes will be a tough matchup for Vivian. There are a few things here that I noticed that will make Vivian's typical strategy hard to execute. The double Eat Eyes will increase the key cost, so Vivian bursts up a lot and just tries to end the game quickly. Eat Eye and Memory Chip and Hologramophone will make that really difficult. The Saurian board will also be quite concerning, particularly with the Spartosaur, because you could clear all of Vivian's creatures, and counting 10 creatures in Saurian, and 9 of them are dinosaurs. So
Wow.
that's going to be really, really hard to deal with in Vivian, whose main
Yeah.
creature control is the Orbital Bombardment and the Blinding Light, which can stall for a bit, and Grommid. Other than that, I don't see much in there that can really handle this.
Flaxium Strike might come into play, seeing as how he does have not too many
Yeah,
creatures.
Flotsam Spike. Yeah, you may want to hold that
Spike.
or like discard creatures to deal with it. The Dis in Cryptomedes, we'll see what happens with that. I don't anticipate Harbinger to be used once the Saurian board is set up in Cryptomedes, but maybe it can be useful early if the Sanctum guys come out. Infernus can purge some of the answers, so if that takes out free markets or something, like you won't be able to loop into that, or Orbital Bombardment or Flotsam Spike or whatever. And yeah, I'm not sure how the Dis is going to come into play here much. I think the Evil Eye will be an annoyance if it makes him pay 9. That could be pretty bad.
Yeah, quite a bit of key cost control in Cryptomedes. So the rush strategy from Vivian is going to be really challenging.
Yeah, and Nefru might use it. It does have Cryptomedes does have 20 creatures and Vivian 13, but I could see the Nefru aiding the rush strategy. So I'm not sure if
Mm.
that one's going to get used, but we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, definitely.
All right, well, ready to get started?
Yeah, let's hop in the game. I'm definitely expecting this to go to game 3. Cryptomedes seems like it has a serious advantage over Vivian.
Yeah, I think Cryptomedes is a smart choice for KiiVii because the other deck he was using a lot, Uv the Usually Dirty, the AOA deck. I think it would also be favored in this matchup. It's not as lopsided as this one feels like.
How many chains do you think this might go to?
Hmm, that is a great question. I think I have to see as far as the game goes. I I really don't like going above 6 because you just might not see the right cards at all.
Yeah, yeah.
So in the game, KiiVii mulliganed. I saw some diss in there. Uh,
Yeah, he had the Harbinger and he had the Spartosaur, so I'm not surprised to see the quick mull from him there.
yeah. All right. So full Sanctum hand from Ugluk. Yeah, just get Prince Derek out there in case some thing comes on the board he needs to fight. It's likely going into Sanctum next turn.
Yeah, he's got 3 pips in hand. Oh, and he's probably going to be able to take out the Edai nice and early. Get
Hmm.
one out of the way.
So you archived Nefru, a card he's probably not planning to use. So I'm guessing he's going to put junk in his archives to keep the key cost up.
Right. Even putting down a take hostages to capture one onto the prince there. Not a bad start from Ugluk here. We kept ripping on this deck, saying how it was not favored, but he's off to a running start on
Yeah,
turn 2.
Ugluk's got to go really fast. Like
Mm-hmm.
the the state that this matchup will tend toward is not going to be winnable for Vivian. So his chance is to just get to 3 keys really quickly before you
Right,
get
right,
like
right.
warded Eat Eyes and like 5 Saurian creatures and Spartosaur going on.
Yeah, the longer the game goes, the harder it's going to be.
Yep.
Ugluk using the golden aura to heal up the prince and then take out the Dilophosaurus. Very systematic, just taking care of business over here is Ugluk.
Yep. He's got to make sure the board doesn't get crazy.
Yeah, yeah, and early hit on the Edai and the Dilophosaurus really gonna help them out there. There's the spike. doing nothing. Double Mars first. Is he just gonna reap here? Oh no,
Yeah, he abducted the pterodactyl.
he did abduct the pterodactyl. Okay.
Yeah, they are playing fast.
They are good. Yeah, they're zipping along. They know their decks. They know what they want to do. They know their game plan.
Yeah,
I imagine they've both spent some amount of time thinking about this match.
yeah. If I were KiiVii, I'd think about just dumping this Dis and playing the Binding Irons to slow him down.
Yeah, get a pip off the evil eye. You've got a ton of key cost control. Yeah, there he
Yep.
goes. Makes sense. Oh, and look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful Saurian
Yep.
hand. Although it's going to be tough to play the Axiom. I wonder if he just chucks it. He held it earlier. He held it in his earlier Saurian turn.
Yeah, I think that's fine because he's going to clear the board and then set up shop and then um, win, basically. I think it's the game plan. We'll see if that can be disrupted.
Yeah, I guess it's worth it just to take out the worm. You don't want to worry about losing your Saurian creatures because once they go into that archive, they're not coming out.
Hmm.
A little bit of stealing out of Ugluk here, getting
Yep.
himself all the way up to 10, past the necessary 9 to break that key lock.
Yeah, I don't think we had mentioned the key lock when it was played earlier, but that was actually great because, as we talked about, the way Vivian's going to win is by rushing, and so paying 9 for a key is really bad.
Yeah, especially this early on.
Yep. Oh, he didn't even bother to ward Adarome.
Oh no, because he put down the Spartosaur. He warded the Spartosaur and then played the Axiom so that the prince would die off of the death of his.
Adarome. Oh, smart.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really thought that through and drew into 3 more Saurian creatures in a hand of 5.
Yeah.
That is, he's got the draw on his side today for
Yeah.
sure.
This is awful.
Ugluk looking at a really useless Grommid here. Not even going to be able to forge because the key cost is now 12. I mean, I think he just has to play Mars because
Yeah.
what else is he going to do?
How much Mars does he have left? Like, might consider using Grommid to kill the Spartosaur.
It looks like he has 4. He has 4 Mars in the discard, so that means 3 more in the
Yeah.
draw, or 5 more in the draw.
3 in hand and 4 in discard. Yep, so 5 more.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he archived any. I think those are both Ugluk's cards. I mean, KiiVii's cards in the archives.
yeah, I believe so. Oh no, he's got the abduction in the archive.
Oh, okay.
The abduction. Discarding both of his Mars creatures.
I think he's going to try to redraw into Flotsam Spike.
Oh, he didn't want to put the fixed finger on the board so that Spartosaur could fight to gain 2.
Hmm.
That's my guess anyway.
Yeah. So now he's going to have. I mean, when you have this many Saurian creatures, it probably doesn't make much of a difference. And yeah, among skilled players, like Grommid can be used against you.
Yeah.
So what's the out here? I don't think we've seen orbital bombardment.
Orbital
That's
bombardment's not that, but it's not going to do much with like 2 more Mars cards.
Well, and Mother Gun could potentially take out Spartosaur.
Yeah, you might be able to get Spartosaur. You could get rid of the Gallum,
Yeah.
or one of the Gallums. There's 2 now.
And then next turn we may see Dis just to remove Flotsam Spike to erase any doubt, or he could just race to the finish here.
Yeah, both players still sitting on no keys. KiiVii with just excellent board and game state dominance. It's going to be really hard for Ugluk to make a comeback here.
Yeah, I think this is a case where you just need the Flotsam Spike.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate it turned up so early.
I wonder if it would have been worth it to hold it. You never know in those situations.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a lot of testing the matchup and stuff to really identify that. And then I wonder if that happened, maybe he wouldn't have killed the Prince Derek with the Axiom to prevent him from using it. Because, yeah, the Prince Derek's not doing much.
Right,
Yeah. So he's just going to go to
right,
really high numbers, and I think
right.
Ugluk, unfortunately, is not going to have
Similar.
anything to say about it. Oh, the keylock is still there. Oh, he didn't even forge.
No, he was still at 8. Interesting turnout of Ugluk. I guess he doesn't want to go to 9. He went Mars so that he wouldn't go to 9
Hmm.
to force KiiVii to pay off that key lock.
Okay, you can get a Gallum out.
Yeah, taking care of one of the
Hmm.
Gallums with the Nerve Blast Throwing Stars combo. Up to 11, and now that the key lock's gone, he's going to be able to get some keys coming soon, but he still has to pay 9. No, because of the
Hmm.
gap, the one gallon that's left, he's still gonna have to pay 9.
Yeah, so we can see a gatekeeper here. Well, delay things a little bit.
Yeah, and some amber generation, so he's up to 6 again, which means KiiVii has to. Well, he can go dis, but he's gonna do Saurian again. Yeah, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, sorry and repeat. Same play. Yeah.
All the way up to 18 amber is KiiVii and Ugluk. Yeah, he's in a rough spot here. But I don't think he's sweating it because he knows that this deck is not the favorite. So
Hmm. So when did these Saurians get online? Like turn 6 or so? So I'm wondering how many chains does that translate? How many chains does that translate to?
right, that's what I was thinking about too. How many chains is going to be the right number here? Just kind of waiting for this game to end because it's there's I mean Ugluk has no recourse here. So yeah, you probably would want to go north of 6. I imagine. Merkins for the Nefru. I don't know if that's really what he wanted to see there, but anyway, that's the first game.
Yeah, super fast. How many chains? I don't know. We'll have to see how game 2 goes.
Yeah,
The collector worm was taken out. That could have helped.
the Flaxen was late.
The Flotsam, it was early.
Sorry, the Flaxen was early. Yeah. Oh, and that's nifty. KiiVii is still on the top, and Ugluk is still on the bottom. So that works out for consistency here. Wow, look at that! Look at that logos opener from Cryptomedes for Ugluk here. That is a very nice logos open he's got there.
Yeah, then Logos gets you to your Saurian board faster.
Right, right. Put away the disc for later and hope to draw into some Saurian. Meanwhile, KiiVii, I didn't see what he mulled away, but he has mulled into quite a bit of shadows, or like most of the stealing in his hand is not what he's looking for, I think.
Yeah, maybe he can get lucky with the rigged lottery and hit Spartosaur or something. Yep, that's what he did.
He went
He
for it.
didn't get
What
it.
did he get? A Gallum's out, Snaglet's out, Hologramophone, some more logos, but that kind of arguably that helped Ugluk out because he wants to get through all that logos to get to the Saurians.
Yeah, I discarded one disc. Think would have liked to see more discs discarded, but I mean, he knows that's his out here. Like if he discarded a bunch of Saurian creatures, then you could be in the game.
Right. Yeah, no, it was the right call
Yeah.
for sure. He only gained 2 himself off the oubliette and a nerve blast.
Okay, Ugluk Towing. He's putting away
Ugh.
Logos. Or no, Saurian.
Putting away the Saurian. Okay. Well, and
Well, he archived Tribute. What was the other card?
he archived the Tribute, a Raptor, and a Pterodactyl.
Mm.
Pterodactyl got archived by the technician there. And then he's got a fistful of this, though, so, I mean, that was the right call, I guess. Like, he...
Yep.
KiiVii going back into shadows. Kind of, I think, just crafting that hand. He's got a good amount of Sanctum coming for the next turn.
Yeah. Well, he knows that Mars first and Collector Worm will be critical.
Yeah, he wants to hang on to that, right?
Oh, Binding Irons. Oh, I cannot finish with you. The dinosaur back.
Oh, yeah. Ugluk's in a very, very good position here. He's feeling happy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Draining Touch. Little Niff.
Yeah.
Oof.
What does he purge here?
Any answers? I don't know if he played anything. I guess Rig Lottery.
Mars first.
Okay, Mars first. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, he played Nefer.
Playing Nefru. I guess he's got more creatures right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not a bad idea. Oh, wow. Look at what Ugluk drew into.
Oh my gosh. That together with the archive, he's sitting on a lot of dinos right there. Including the tribute and just every dino creature you could want.
Well, this is good for KiiVii because he can archive the Spartosaur. And then maybe get into Orbital Bombardment later, slow things down with the Blinding Light.
Right. Once Ugluk goes dinos, KiiVii can scoops at least one creature up with the Collector Worm. I wonder if he doesn't go Sanctum just to try to draw another Mars card first.
Yeah, so I was wondering, yeah, Ugluk was considering his choice. I would think it would be a pretty easy Saurian, but maybe he's just going through and making sure there are no answers to this left, which they're not.
Right. Do you think he holds one of the Gallums to just have it as a backup just in case?
Probably not. I think it just get value, yeah.
Yeah, just get it out there. Yeah.
I would have considered tributing onto the pterodactyl just to split it up a bit more, but I think that's not going to matter much.
Yeah, I was curious about that choice. He played tribute, intentionally played tribute right after Zero, so that it would all be on him. Oof. Yep. Okay, so KiiVii did go into Sanctum and stunned all the dinos, which is it's not a removal, but it's gonna slow him down. So
yeah, there goes Nefru.
And then he takes out the Nefru. Yeah. Spartosaur doing his Spartosaur thing there.
Oh, I see. If you tribute to the pterodactyl, it would die to the Spartosaur, so it doesn't even work.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You don't want to make Spartosaur a more appealing target, so putting it on Thero is good.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugluk just gonna unstun everything.
Yep. Here's the end state, turn 5. I mean, yeah, we said last game was like turn 5 or 6.
Yeah, and it's coming out all out at the same time, basically for Ugluk too. So that makes me think we're gonna see north of 6 chains. But
yeah,
I don't know. I know Ugluk is like renowned chain bidder, so he probably is narrowing in on his number right now, I'm sure.
Yeah. And yeah, you can see that the game is looking over and no keys have been forged.
Right. Just like the last one, it was like no keys had been forged yet, but it looks pretty grim
Mm.
for the pilot of Vivian here.
Discarded Albade. Why? Yeah, his nose is over.
Oh wow,
Yep.
he's conceding. No keys to no keys, and he's conceding.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He can't do anything about this at all. I guess if he got into Grommid with the exterminating collector worm, he could sort of get back into the game.
Yeah, what that Dino board? It's like, yeah, it's hard.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah, so they're bidding. So I think you're right. We'll see north of 6. The thing is, every chain slows you down by like an increasing amount of turns to get through your deck. Like it's not just one chain is, one more turn or one third of a turn or whatever.
Right, right.
And it does have that sliding scale where you go above 6 and then you're at minus 2. I would, I don't know, I'd probably go up to like 9 or 10. 10 is very bad, but
Yeah. I mean, both of these games were very one-sided, so
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we get up to double digits here. KiiVii putting in a thinking at just 3 chains from Ugluk here,
yeah,
though. So
yeah. I think my number would be about 8 or 9. It's considering 3. Wow. Yeah, and there could be some mind games going on here too. Like you think, but maybe you're not really thinking. Or I'm not accusing KiiVii of that, but just
right.
in general, you can type whatever you want into the box and, and then say a number.
That is true.
Harder to do in real life though. Like those poker skills and got to read people. You can't not much to read in this chat window. I mean, maybe he just went to get water or like went to the bathroom. I mean, who knows why he's taking as much time as it's taking. Yeah, 7. Okay, yeah, they were thinking about 3 and 4, but now they're at 7. Okay.
Yeah, right. And then easily going up to 8. Yeah. Getting close to double digits here.
Yeah. So this was around what I was thinking. Yeah,
Wow. Yep. Ugluk putting down 9. KiiVii has more incentive, I think, to go for more because he knows, each player knows their deck better.
yeah.
Okay. So Ugluk is going to be playing
Cryptomedes.
Cryptomedes, yes, for 9 chains.
Okay, let's say he doesn't get the key lock or evil eye or any of that stuff. You could just, get to key 2 before anything's happening. 9 chains. So at a prime, I played a game and it was top 4, I think. It was adaptive. And their deck was a very strong matchup against mine, although that became more apparent during the actual game. It had like 3 Odoacs and Warding and the Edeye Mimic Gel. And
Uh-huh.
I was running like a Coda Rush with Shadows. So first game was like, it looked like it was kind of close, but it was kind of like this where, eventually the Worlds Collide deck just reached an end state that I couldn't deal with.
Right.
And then game 2, I used that deck, like completely dismantled my deck. And so game 3, we were able to bid all the way up to 12. And it just ground to a halt. Like I used my own deck, he used his deck for 12. And
Wow.
yeah, I don't, he may have forged one key at like the very end. Like it is very, these chains are heavy. And at the time when I would bid up to 12, I thought like maybe it really is worth 12. But after I saw what 12 was, it's like, no way.
Yeah, 12 chains is a lot. That's a lot of
Yeah,
chains.
that you're under for the first 6 turns, you minus 2 cards. Like that's so bad.
Yeah. Ugluk on the bottom once again with Cryptomedes. Turning on manual so he can get those 9 chains on there. If it takes 8, 9, 10 turns to get to that big dino board state, does that give KiiVii enough time to forge 2 keys and on his way to 3 before all those dinos can come out? That's kind of what we're
Yeah,
looking at here. But There is so much key cost control out of Cryptomedes that I wouldn't be surprised if Ugluk's able to pull it off here.
Yeah, and another thing is Vivian can generate amber through stealing, but if the other deck is slow, then those nerve blasts aren't even going to do anything.
That's true. Yeah. Not a bad opener for Ugluk here. Three dinos. I mean, you don't want the dinos now, but 3 of one house is.
Yeah, I would have preferred to see Logos, but he can't mulligan a 3-1 hand, I don't think.
Yeah. I would be very hesitant to.
But the thing is, he'll play the Saurians, but I don't think he can stay in Saurian because the small amount of Saurians, Vivian can deal with it, with some effort.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because KiiVii's thinking about his hand.
Yeah,
It's
what do
not
you?
very good.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he hasn't molded already. I'm
Yeah,
not very excited about it.
yeah, it's terrible actually.
Yeah, I mean, Dust Chronicles is okay for an opener, but those Mars cards, you don't want those right now. There he goes.
Oh, okay. And I'm so excited about this Grommid exterminate thing, but it's stupid. I think that's just a way to lose the game.
But it's a fun way to lose.
Yeah. I don't know. No, no. It controls the weak you in the Mars.
Yeah.
It's like Pit Lord, even worse.
Starting with the shadows and the rigged lottery. Oh,
Uh,
getting rid of some logos early, including the key lock. He does not. He does not want that. That's no good.
wait. So what was discarded on
Ugluk
Ugluk's side? It didn't print it.
discarded the Raptor, Spider, Wormhole Technician, Key Lock, and a Hologramophone.
That's weird. I think I ran into a bug or something that just didn't show up in my log. I only see what was discarded from Vivian.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, Grommid is coming out. Yeah, he did.
He went for it.
He channeled your exterminate energy there.
Yep. Well, maybe with the chains, by the time he figures something out, can play actions. Remember, Vivian only has 13 creatures, so he can get through and find some Mars stuff that actually matters. Like, for example, Sanctum. First of all, you can make Grommid fight.
With the Golden Aura.
Yep. Although he won't take damage. And take hostages. It glues 2, but it doesn't have Amber. Oh, Harbinger.
Oh, and he plays the Harbinger.
Yeah, I think he realizes that Grommid could be a threat.
Although there's a good argument for KiiVii to go Mars here and scoop up that Gallum and with the worm.
Yeah, actually, if he scoops up the Harbinger. Well, let's say he didn't play it. When Spartosaur shows up, he could throw one of his dinos and get rid of Grommid, but
Right.
Yeah, it probably just doesn't. He knows that, yeah, counterintuitively, like Grommid is one of the answers to his endgame.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like the Mars play here for KiiVii.
Yeah, I'm thinking KiiVii will purge Harbinger and move along. Okay, maybe not.
No, he's going for Sanctum. So he's probably going to have...
He could use it for Collector Worm. Archive it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He could put Golden R onto Collector Worm since Grommid's not going to take damage anyways.
Oh, now that's going to turn off the Spartosaur. Destroy Grommid line if he picks Saurian.
Yeah.
Or he could just do it to Dis and make the Harbinger just not die.
Yeah, you can't activate the Harbinger.
Because the Harbinger could also be a solution for KiiVii to destroy the board later.
Yeah, I was kind of curious why he played it. Maybe he's thinking he wants to keep... Oh, yep, he goes for this. Maybe Ugluk is thinking he wants to keep the board under control until later in the game when he has dominance.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Cryptomedes' list. Can he destroy this Harbinger Doom out of house? It's with Axiom of Grisk. Oh, Binding Irons. Okay. Yeah, that always factors into chain bidding as well.
Yeah, that's true. Now they're actually not very far off on chains because KiiVii has 3 and Ugluk's down to 5.
Yep.
Now that those 9 chains are looking a lot less impactful now.
Well, I mean, he still hasn't. Ugluk still hasn't done much.
Yeah, he hasn't made anything happen, but he's shed chains, he's moving through, and he's stopped KiiVii from taking a huge lead here. KiiVii is still not going to be in check at the end of this turn.
Yep. So he purged Harbinger.
Okay.
I would. Oh, well, he could have detonated with the Draining Touch. I missed that one.
Yeah, the Draining Touch could have set it off there.
Yeah. Wow. KFPL, highest level of Keyforge, and Grommid is on the board.
Oh, and Ugluk's got not finished with you, so he can pull back those dinos.
Oof.
That's actually going to work out really well for him because he's past the 6 chain threshold now, so he can make things happen a little bit easier. 4 cards, it's really hard to make anything happen.
Ooh, ouch! Collective Worm gone. That hurts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, put that in the discard with the Draining Touch.
Steel Tooth to go into Mars. Okay, well, Sanctum will seem like a good choice here.
Yeah.
Free markets for 3. Yeah, he's at 9, and all he has is Tribute and Gallon. I think I would make him pay 9 over getting the stop.
Make him pay 9 with the Gallum. Yeah. Hold on to the Tribute.
Yeah, what do you think?
That seems right.
Oh, but if he does, he can't play the Thero if he does that.
Oh man. Tricky.
No, I think I still might do it anyway.
Yeah, I just put down the 1 Saurian creature, make him pay 9.
It's a tough call.
Yeah.
And he shuffled that card back into his deck. Well, it might have been the other one. There were 2 Theros.
He's thinking about it. He's got the same question as we do.
I mean, he can't even play the Tribute for Amber under this line. Maybe you just do get the stop, and then you can make him pay 9 later. If Red or Gallum lives.
I mean, there's another Gallum in the deck.
Oh, he could also use the Tribune to boost the power of these creatures.
Oh yeah, that's what he's doing.
Now that Harbinger is purged, how is KiiVii going to even kill high power creatures?
Yeah, his only line there would be the spike.
Yep.
But the high power creatures here are not even on a flank, so.
Yeah, so I think the Grommid party's over. But he can get some value from it.
Yeah, you could fight the Pompatus and the Hero here. Or take care of the Gallum.
Well, you do Pompatus, you take 8, which is bad. And then he could kill Thero. Oh, he has the Potion of Invulnerability.
Oh, interesting.
So I anticipate he's going to totally clean it up. Oh, why didn't he use it? I guess he wants Grommid gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's been on there for a long time. Like, he wants it gone eventually.
I don't know if the math would have worked out, but he could have activated it when it's at 8, and then he had Nerve Blaster throwing stars his own Grommid. And then he would have been able to potentially kill the Thero Centurion as well.
Well, okay. Ugluk's going to be able to make him pay 7 at least now.
Yeah. So that's good. And we still have another Gallon. We still have Keylock.
Right.
Like, this is not. This is still alive. We do not have Keylock. It was discarded by Rigged Lottery. So I take that back.
That's right. It got discarded.
We have Gallum.
We have a Gallum.
Yep. Evil Eye gone. Tribute gone.
And I think a second Edai is still in the draw there.
Yeah, we have that as well. with the memory chip. So Nerve Blast, Edeye. Well, I think you got to get rid of it, right? Or maybe he's trying to figure out if you can do it with throwing stars.
Oh yeah, and Nerve Blast the Snaglet maybe.
Yep.
No. Oh yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if the chain bid was that bad though, because we're in 11 cards left in deck and still no Spartasaur.
Ooh yeah, things are going KiiVii's way
Yep.
here. It's gonna be a challenge for Ugluk to close this out.
Yeah, so he's going Dis to see more cards, but the fact that he's going to forge a second key is no good.
Getting the Infernus out before KiiVii flips deck here, that's good,
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's gonna be enough.
yeah, it's super
Purchase
late.
the rigged lottery and the miasma.
8 cards, still no Spartasaur. Still no Eddie.
No Spartasaur, no Gallum, no second Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't see much burst. Well, Proliferator could. What is he going to take back with that? So with the Proliferator, he can threaten, right? Because Reap, Mars first Reap. And actually,
Yeah.
that would force into Saurian. Okay.
So that he can get the
Yep,
capture.
so
Yeah.
I think it paid off. And Grommid really came through here.
Yeah. Grommid being the board control out of Vivian here.
Yeah, so he's going to see a pretty sad Saurian turn, which will indicate that he's running out of options. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Edeye.
Edeye
We
shows
really
up
needed that.
finally, but maybe too late to the party.
Well, with memory chip, he can get 2, right? So he can make the cost 8.
Yeah.
And then Cutthroat if he went up to. So basically, you can stop a key in Logos in hand. But after all these Sanctum creatures come out, I don't think Eddie's going to be around that long.
Ugluk's still looking at 0 keys and 1 amber.
Yeah, and then if Spartasaur comes, Edeye will be dead once he utilizes the effect.
Yeah.
Unless he can ward it. But is there a way for him to get an amber on it? Not really.
No, I don't think so.
You could Philophosaurus get the Spartasaur like now.
Yeah, you could possibly draw into it. There's only 6 left
Yeah,
in the draw.
I think that might be what needs to happen. Because, yeah, KiiVii won't threaten here.
Yeah, so he's got a turn. He's got a little bit of flexibility.
So it's 50-50, right? 6 cards in deck.
Yeah.
I think that's his only chance, though. He needs it right now.
Yeah, because if KiiVii goes back into Sanctum, it's pretty much game over.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. I did not expect 9 chains to be that impactful. Like, chains matter, but this is a reversal of the game state we were looking at
Mm-hmm.
in the previous 2 games.
Yeah. I think Ugluk can still win. Like, if he
It's
gets the
possible.
right
It's definitely
setup.
possible.
And where is the other
Yeah.
Gallum? He hasn't seen that either?
It must be in the draw.
Okay, what's he going to get with Fluff Source? This is huge. He archived Hologramophone, and he took Spartasaur and lost Vapors.
He got the Spartasaur, so that's
He can kill that Theros It will give KiiVii 2 Amber if he wants to trigger the Spartasaur. Or he could trigger it with Axiom as
right.
well. Who lose Philophosaurus. And then,
Well, he could ward the Philophosaurus. No, he couldn't, because then he'd lose the Spartasaur.
yeah,
That's right.
and the effect wouldn't trigger. And then after he gets the chains from Axiom of Grisk, he'll have a 1 in 3 chance of drawing Red or Gallum.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
tough. I think he might have to though. I mean, he
Yeah.
can't leave
Oh,
that
nope, he's
board.
just gonna do it. Yeah,
He's
so he has
playing the
Aldaid.
Axiom.
Because think of the math here. If he free markets Reap, how many is he gonna get from 3 markets? 3. He did not draw the Redder, but that's okay because he does have a stop in Logos.
I think he's going to get 4 from free markets, right?
Sanctum doesn't count.
Logos, Dis,
Yeah,
Sanctum. Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, you can reap and have 7.
yeah. But even with the Redder, I mean, I guess he could go to 9. But if KiiVii loses the ability to even destroy creatures, then it's possible that Eddie could stick around.
Right.
Oh, and then he has the memory chip. He'll pull archives to play the hologramophone.
Right.
Um, I don't know what the other card in his deck is. Probably not good. Destroy Fulvosaurus. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh, okay, Mars first and Collector Worm. That's hot.
Oh, wow. That's going to be really good for him.
Yeah, because he needed out of hand creature destruction. And the Exterminate wasn't going to cut it, but the Mars first will.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Logos is the only thing that doesn't represent a loss, so he's got to do that.
He's going to have to go Logos and yeah, use the E-Die to slow things down here.
He archived Nefru,
I wonder if
and
he's going to
then
pull it.
maybe he does not want to take his archives. Maybe he just leave it because he needs to make the key cost as high as possible.
Right. And then you can use whatever you get from Tao Tao. You can put both
Yeah.
cards into the archive.
Oh,
no,
no, he
pulled it.
pulled it. Yeah, well, he wants to ward Eddie,
Yeah, he wants to get that hologramophone.
which will not help against Collector Worm.
No, it won't matter. There's that
Yeah,
second Gallum.
definitely putting Nefru away here. Oh, I don't think you want to go into Dis in this game anymore. Oh, but he can archive with the Eddie.
Right.
Yeah, Pterodactyl's pointless. I couldn't put it in the archive.
Yeah, that makes sense. Pulls into the second Eddie and the Dilophosaurus again.
Oh, Flotsam Spike. Oh,
Oh, that was sitting in the archive, I guess.
well, good thing he had the second Eddie.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Oh, is he gonna?
Really
He's gonna key abduct.
hard. Oh my gosh. Oh
Nice.
wow. What an end. What an end. And
That was
a
awesome.
minute out from time too.
That was a really fun game to commentate.
Yeah, that was really neat. What do you think? Was the chain bid still correct, or do you think it should have been lower?
No, I think it was right. Ugluk got pretty unlucky. Like
Yeah,
the Spartosaur and the second Gallum are at the bottom.
right.
And
Yeah.
he's drawing a bunch of dis junk early in the game. And his key lock got discarded to the rigged lottery.
I mean, his opening hand, it was pretty bad too. Like 3 dinos. It's so hard to throw away a 3-1 opening hand, but having 3 dinos early is not what he wanted.
Yeah, Logos would have been much better. Oh, another thing I was going to mention about the chains is that if you bring the better deck, then you can choose who goes first in game 3, and that gives you an additional edge with the chain bidding. And I believe Ugluk was chained and went
He went second.
second, which he had no control over because his deck lost.
Right. That's true.
And so that made the chains even worse.
Yeah, that was pretty devastating for Ugluk to start with 4 cards while KiiVii got to mulligan into a handful of Mars for the opener.
Yeah, I think the Grommid was really big here. And he just was doing Vivian's strategy and getting a lot of amber and a lot of KiiVii's answers turning up at the wrong time. Yeah, Evil Eye played on turn 2. Not good.
No.
That Harbinger series was pretty interesting. What do you think about that? Like, it ended up getting purged. And I mean, KiiVii won the game, so
Right.
it all worked out. But I also felt that was like KiiVii's out for a potential Saurian disaster.
Right. Yeah. No, that was interesting, and it also makes me wonder why Ugluk played it. I mean, I guess maybe he knew that the Grommid Collector Worm combo was just going to be slowly eating away at any board that he managed to put out, and so he figured he would try to take care of it before it could get out of hand. But yeah,
Hmm.
then KiiVii just went ahead and purged it. I don't know if that's what I would have done, but
Yeah, I mean,
I guess
I
he
wouldn't
was.
call it a mistake. I mean, I think it's just a different line. And
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, if Purge Rider Gallum, like that really shuts down one of the main answers to this rush. And also when you play the Harbinger, right, like there was a collector worm already in play. So if KiiVii didn't want it to fire, like even on board, he could have archived it.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at the game log here. The turn when he purged it, he had the Flaxum Spike in
Hmm.
hand, and I believe he archived it. Yeah, he put it into his archive with the Dust
Oh, okay.
Chronicles, and it stayed there until he blew up that Dino board. So
Oh, I see.
I think that's
So he
the
wanted
answer
to do it
there.
on
Yeah,
his own
I think
terms.
that's why.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, right. And so he said, I have board advantage right now. I'm going to purge that Harbinger so I can maintain board advantage. And I know that I've got the Flaxum put away for later once that Dino
Right.
board
And I think
comes
that's a
out.
lot to remember, like the Flotsam spike. It was unfortunate for Ugluk that the Theros Centurions were the ones that were hit, because that after he played the Flotsam spike, KiiVii played it, he got 5 amber, and that was pretty
Yeah,
devastating. I don't recall which creatures were on the end.
let me see.
Well,
Because it
we
was,
could just scroll and
yeah, it
see.
was the very end here. It was the Spartosaur and the Edai. So then the Edai ate it too
Yeah.
because the
Yeah, I mean,
heroes died. Yeah.
right. So I guess maybe in that case you would want Spartosaur in the middle, but it wasn't possible because it was played after. So that placement's probably unavoidable.
Right.
Yeah, well, that was high level game play.
Incredible discipline too. He held on to that spike for so long. It sat in his archive for like 6, 7 turns or something.
Yeah, well, that was going to be the finishing move
Yeah.
because in the end state that we saw in the previous games, like the Vivian's board is blank because the Saurians just remove all threats.
Right. Yeah. No, that was really well played. He had that early, and he just tucked it away into the archive and saved it for when he needed it.
Yeah, and I think the chain bid was about right, and
Yeah.
it this happens sometimes, like the cards that are critical to the strategy. I mean, yeah, again, Keylock discarded, awful. Evil
Right.
Eye played early.
Right.
Gallum, one of the Gallums at the bottom. Spartosaur at the bottom. Like,
Yeah. The Edai's not showing up when they were needed.
yeah, like if you had Memory Chip or Hologramophone earlier, that could have been impactful. Dilophosaurus down earlier, something. I mean, the Binding Irons came out early, which helped.
Yeah. Helped to level things a bit, but was not enough.
Right. So, I mean, I wouldn't call that like a super low roll, but I just think like the configuration that chain bid made the game balanced, and the configuration that Ugluk needed to win did not occur.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think they both played beautifully.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that was a great series to watch for sure. Well, I think that about does it for us. KiiVii is going to ascend to the finals. Thank you for talking through these excellent games with me, Shaka.
Yep, and congratulations, Ugluk, for the top four finish. Super impressive. And
Mm-hmm.
to KiiVii for making the finals. We'll see who comes out of the. Uh, I don't recall if this is the Eastern or Western Conference, but whatever the other one is, I think they have Demat 96 versus Fire Cell 1, Fire SA 1. I'm not sure of the pronunciation there, but that should be a pretty interesting series. I actually haven't been following that side of the bracket as much, so I don't really know what's going on. But I will
Okay.
definitely take a look at this game and see what we can expect for the finals.
Yeah, yeah. We'll definitely check it out. Big thank you as well to Ugluk and KiiVii for allowing us the opportunity to record this game. We really appreciate it. Thanks also to Jupiter for putting KFPL together and running the league. This has been a very special bonus episode of Cull the Weak. I've been Brobner89.
Yep, and this is Shaka, and thanks for watching.